Good afternoon, good evening, good wherever you are. How's everybody doing? We are back with the next part of Alan Wake. The Xbox Live arcade game Alan Wake's American Nightmare, which focuses heavily on Mr. Scratch, if I remember. I only played this once when it first released, whereas obviously the main game of Alan Wake I've played, well, 4 times now. We've just beat it again there for my Remedy-a-thon. But this I've only played once. Alright. Alright, let's get in, get on. Old gods of Asgard.
Blurred, and nowhere as vividly as in Night Springs.
Ah, this is the one that was written by Alan Wake.
Before you is a champion of light. He is part of a conflict between darkness and light that is both ancient and eternal. He is chasing a dangerous quarry, the Herald of Darkness. His evil doppelganger, known only as Mr. Scratch.
I'll catch you eventually!
Maybe. But what are you gonna do then? By then, I'll have had my hands on everything you love.
The man has been brutally spat out from the darkness that surrounds the shores of our reality. He has come to fight a decisive battle in Night Springs.
I with the camera on this one, they went a lot closer with it. I forgot about that. Diver's Isle. So that's the cabin. I say I played this once when it first released. Never played it again. And it was good. I can't remember if it's got a copyright music in this, because there is some, like how you saw at the start, yeah, they had that real cutscene with the real guy who is used to voice and have his image likeness as Alan Wake. Obviously there's quite a few cutscenes, if I remember, with Mr. Scratch. And I think it's got some music in the background that might be copyright. We'll have to see. Oh god, there's a lot. 21 pages. There's 3 levels. I thought it was all one big open connected place. I can't remember it being separate levels. They changed it in this one so you couldn't burn away the darkness with just the standard light. You had to boost.
It's gonna be like that again, huh?
In another life, the man was a writer. He still practices that art, forging weapons of war out of ideas. But the violent currents that brought him here have scattered the pages he has written.
Yeah, he's basically in his episode of Night Springs, which again, the DLC for Alan Wake 2 is called Night Springs. This is called Alan Wake's American Nightmare. But yeah, he's basically in his episode of Night Springs. It's a shame with this, like this is a good Xbox Live Arcade game, and it just seems to have been abandoned. I guess because obviously it's on Xbox Live Arcade, like Remedy can never. I don't know if Remedy can ever have rights to it, so they can. Like I would have expected this to have been bundled with the Alan Wake remaster, but it wasn't. Alan Wake, the writer.
My name is Alan Wake, and I'm a writer. I didn't become one overnight. Like most writers, I struggled with it. A short story here, an article there. Then I got lucky and spent a year as a staff writer on the Night Springs TV show. It wasn't the great American novel of my fantasies, but it taught me discipline and craft, and the difference between wanting to be a writer and actually writing.
The lights of the motel promise safety. The man senses that the solution to his predicament begins there. Somewhere within the Earth, space itself has been pierced, and from dark depths runs a steady flow of monsters. The man recognizes the hand of his evil double in this. He knows he must put an end to this madness.
Ain't a room. Sometimes running away is the best option. Brightly lit areas provide safe haven from enemies.
I can't stay here now.
I get the blow up instantly in this compared to the base game where the take a second or two to explode. A safe haven formed by a bright light heals you. Well, that didn't last long. Oh no, there is copyright music. I heard that. Ah, la 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 la. Yeah, this one does has it has copyright music. And I bet you this doesn't affect it. Nope, we're still here. Shit. Well, that's not good. And this was before the whole mass DMCA waves on Twitch, so... yeah, I mean, even now, there's some devs are putting options in to, like, mute copyright music for the purpose of streaming. But, well, that's kind of annoying, because I've got to go in there. It's still got that thing where it auto-swaps your weapon. Had a good little arcade mode this as well, like a wave-based arcade mode. I thought I saw blinking. The splitter.
Some of the Taken aren't protected by the darkness like their comrades. Instead, their aversion to light is so extreme that they literally split into two when they encounter strong light. It leaves the two halves weaker, but of course, there's strength in numbers. It's a disturbing development. The dark presence I faced 2 years ago was powerful, but it didn't have much in the way of imagination. Clearly, the same cannot be said of Mr.
Okay, so he knows it's been 2 years since the events of Alan Wake 1. How did he learn that? Because obviously, like in Control, he's still lost in the darkness in the cabin beneath Cauldron Lake. I'm also just, for quickness, I'm following a guide for the manuscripts, because again, I've already gotten these before when I originally played it on the Xbox 360. But just for the sake of getting them all for the story playthrough, that song is still playing. Is it on a loop? Pages in... instincts.
I know that when I arrive, the clarity of vision I have now may disappear. I've made my plans. I prepared for this, but I know the transition from the dark place will be hard on me, and not just physically. It may affect my mind, my memory. These pages should help me remember and focus. That's worked for me before. Even if that fails, I think I will be able to trust my instincts. I'm navigating my own story. I'm hoping I'll know where to go and what to do, even if the details elude me. Oh, hell. This isn't gonna be good. Is this on? How can you tell? I'm sorry, I'm not very good with gadgets. That's more like it. I'll be right with you. I just gotta do this one thing. I like it quiet. I bet you're wondering why this is happening. Why am I doing all this? Why am I so hell-bent on ruining your life? You're cramping my style. You've got money, fame, everything you could want. But you don't know what to do with it. I do. I'm getting all the things you never had the balls to go for. Having more fun, too. Do you know the real difference between us? I'm not afraid to be the center of attention. This poor slob's just collateral damage, really. I mean, beat some information out of him earlier. But this part? This is just for kicks. So quiet.
I'm scared to go near this bloody motel because that track. I need to find a way to stop. I might have to quickly just mute for a second just so I can go in, find the track, and stop it. Bear with us. Unfortunately, gotta have this part muted. The music is loud. Subtitles is on.
Remember me, right? Emma? Emma
She turned it
Sloan?
off.
I think you might have something that belongs to me.
Really?
A typewritten page?
Oh, yeah, that's weird. I did find a page like that. I don't even know where it came from. It was all this weird stuff about the oil derrick and a satellite.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Oh, I don't know how you knew I had it, but I guess it's yours. Listen, what's this all about? There are these really creepy guys hanging around the oil derricks. There's something really weird about them.
They're dangerous. I'm gonna deal with them. Try to stay out of their sight, okay? And stay in the light. They hate the light.
A gamer picture? Whoa! I should have already unlocked that ages ago. Shouldn't that be like tied to my Xbox profile? Like I said, I played this game years ago on the 360. Near reality, the satellite.
At the oil derrick, the wheel had been jammed in place and turned until the oil gurgled and flowed thick and flammable. The warning lights were blinking in a fast rhythm, bright and steady, powered by the battery. The Kasabian CD was playing in the boombox, all distorted guitars and intense beat. High above, some piece of orbital junk or another collided with the satellite, knocking it radically off course. Trailing debris, it screamed down from the skies at an impossibly steep angle. All that high-tech engineering reduced to nothing more than a bullet that would destroy whatever it hit.
Yes, I remember when the satellite part happens, that track that we're hearing plays. So I'll have to mute it then too. I hate that I've got to do this stuff now. Can't just enjoy the game. Like, I can still hear it, so I can enjoy it, but like for the stream's sake, you know, you have to mute it these days. Hello, Fluffer.
Just to be clear, you should know that we haven't actually met before.
Sure we have, Mr. Wake. Remember you stayed at the motel here.
No, the guy you're talking about just looks like me, even if he uses my name. He's behind all this trouble.
Oh, I thought, now that you mention it, I guess your aura looks a lot nicer than his, actually. I'm very sensitive to things like that.
Where can I find the things I need?
There's a bunch of stuff I need to find.
The things mentioned on that page? Well, there's a lot of old crap lying around this place.
Great, thanks.
I think you should be able to find everything, except the satellite, obviously. Are you gonna tell me what this is?
I don't think that'd go over too well.
Why don't you let me be the judge of that?
Fine. The page is a formula for rewriting reality. Either I use it to close a strange portal to a place that isn't in our world, or shadowy serial killer monster things keep pouring out of there.
Yeah, you were right the first time.
You can think what you want about me, but there's still bad guys around. Be careful.
Well, you might be nuts, but I've seen the way they move, the way they look. I'll buy that.
They're called Taken. They aren't really human. Not anymore.
And they're climbing out of the oil well? What, do they have secret headquarters down there, or...?
No, that's just where the point of connection is. It's a hole that leads to, well, it's a really nasty place. That's why I need to close it.
And the guy who looks like you opened it, because he was hanging around the oil field before.
He gets around, unfortunately.
Come on. Now we on me shoulder. Come on. Up. Good boy.
Thanks for helping me.
Oh, I wish I thought you were just a nutcase.
Actually, I kind of expected you to.
Me too. But I feel like this is how it's supposed to go. Isn't that weird?
Not really. I get that a lot in my line of work.
What do you do anyway?
I'm a writer.
Obviously.
What was that you said about my aura?
Oh, I'm very spiritual, you know. I can see auras, but I only use it for healing and helping people. I'm like a wise woman, you know? I give people insight and advice.
Look, just because I say crazy things doesn't mean I believe everything.
Don't be like that. Maybe you should take a few crystals with you if you're going out there. It might be dangerous. They soothe your energies and focus your mind. It's fantastic.
And they help me take out the bad guys?
Oh, well, no, not as such.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm...
Or I have some wonderfully potent herbal detox suppositories.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Uh-huh. Just don't put your music back on, please. Ah, there's the nail gun. I remember that being the new weapon of this.
The Champion of Light recognizes the page he got from the woman. It is a weapon of his own design, custom engineered to destroy the dark portal. If he recreates the conditions of the page, a great power will be unleashed.
Find the 3 items for rewriting reality. Unlock weapon crates by finding hidden manuscript pages and blast your enemies with serious firepower.
I guess it's about time I went full auto.
Ammo boxes give full ammunition for your current weapons. Do they restock after a while, or what? Alright. Good boy. Go get some nummies. Go on, go get yourself some num-nums. Good boy. Good boy. You chill out, little dude. Oh, there's a page in there.
Well, here you are, about to enjoy another cool Arizona night with me, Eddie Rodman, the host with the boast. Hey, any of you guys remember Old Gods of Asgard? Man, I actually saw them twice back in the 70s. I was just a kid then, but my dad worked at this club, and he'd sneak me in to see bands all the time. You know how it is. Talk about an education. Anyway, great band, couple of great albums, solid fan base, and then they kind of dropped off the face of the earth. Well, now, almost 4 decades later, they're making a comeback. And let me tell you, these boys have seen a lot of road. There's some serious rock and roll veterans, because they weren't too young even back in the day. Well, now I've got Odin and Tor Anderson, 2 of the original Old Gods, in the studio with me, along with their manager, Barry Wheeler. Nice to have you guys here.
Oh, hey, great to be here, Eddie.
Yeah, hey. Hello! Now, boys, let me just come out and say this, all right? Spring chickens, you ain't. I mean, you guys, you make the Stones look young.
You're only as old as you feel.
Who you calling old? Now, your last album was 1978, In the Valley of My Shadow. And then you stopped playing altogether after that. Why? And what made you do a comeback after all this time?
Well, it was a sad thing. See, the original bass player for Old Gods, Fat Bob Balder, passed away in...
Leukemia! Bob had leukemia, poor bastard. Yeah, after that, we didn't feel like playing no more.
Long story short, I ran into these guys up in Washington, and it was obvious to me that they still got it. So I figured, hey, let's make some music, right? And they went for it.
Now, Barry, you were a literary agent before this, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and you were very successful. You represented Alan Wake, I believe, who disappeared under mysterious...
Yeah, that's... Hey, I just want to talk about Old Gods tonight. Is that cool? Can we do that?
Oh, yeah, sure. Listen, why don't we take a little break, and then later on in the program, we'll hear the new Old
Barry's
Gods
just
single.
moved
Stay tuned,
on.
folks.
Well, at least Barry landed on his feet.
The minimap on the top left-hand corner of the screen shows your current objectives. Locations of ammo boxes and safe havens are also shown as icons. Blinking question marks indicate a hidden manuscript page nearby. Oh, right, okay. So that's oh my god. That makes things better. So you're not just blindly looking for them. Right, so we know there's a one inside the building there, because of the blinking question mark. But we haven't figured out how to get in there yet. So keep our eyes peeled on the minimap. If we want some manuscript. Pretty script. What was that? Oh. I think it's the swimming. It's a swimming pool over here. It's bloop bloop bloop. Now, this game might take us a little bit longer to get through than I thought. Like when I checked how long to beat. 100% play times like 8.5 hours. Four and a half if you just focus solely on the story. Obviously, I want the manuscript pages. What's with the haw?
It's a little sad how many problems you can solve with buckshot.
Yes. So sad. Shoot, shoot, bang, bang. Merc. Right, where to first? That is the question. Alright. Good boy, you get your num-nums. Yeah, they went for a bit more open setting in this one. The devil's in the details.
To change reality, you nudge it into the right direction. Your version of it is there, waiting. It wants to come true. All you need to do is help it achieve its potential. The devil is in the details. You change the details of the scene to match those on the page. If you get the details right, if you achieve that critical mass, the shift will come, and the rest of your new reality overrides the existing paradigm. The lie, no matter how outrageous, is now the truth.
Darkness don't seem to be doing much in the way of bothering us at the minute. Oh, hang on. Rewriting reality.
The reality we take for granted is softer, more adaptable than we think. Under correct conditions, you can reshape it, turn it into almost anything you want. When it happens, almost nobody notices. It's not that we forget, it's that after the change, there's nothing to remember. Only those who have been directly touched by the powers that can shift reality are aware of the changes. Many are driven mad by it. Others can cope. I'm one of those people, and I know how to wield that power to rewrite reality.
Whoa!
The enemy tears itself
Splinter.
in two to avoid the hated light. It becomes weaker, but more numerous. Such is the arithmetic of horror.
Batteries in this one actually fill your gauge. Oh, yeah. What was that? What the hell was that? A CD? What do I do with that? Oh, is that one of the objects needed for rewriting reality? One of the stars is fine-tuned. Yeah, it's one of the objects. I see. So I've already found one.
That was just messed up. Something tells me I'm really gonna need the extra firepower. That's one thing down.
No page or anything in here? So we've now got an enemy type that can split itself. The one thing I hope to change in Alan Wake 2 is how you focus the light. I don't like that. If you want to just aim, normally you have to only slightly press the trigger, the left trigger, and then you press it in all the way to like focus it. Just make it so you hold left trigger just to aim, and then press like right bumper or left bumper or something while aiming to focus it. And that's the one thing I never really liked, that it's bound to the one thing where you have to just like lightly press it. Oh, I think I see a page there. Thankfully you can spot them in a distance as well because of the light that they give off. Hunting Mr. Scratch.
Mr. is a twisted copy of me, powerful and dangerous. But I know I can fight him. I don't think anybody else can. They don't understand what he is, what he represents, or that all the horrible things he does here are almost insignificant compared to what he will unleash on Earth given the chance. But I've survived the dark place, and it has taught me things. How to cope, how to stay sane when the world goes crazy. He's 2 steps ahead of me, but I can find him, and I believe I can stop him.
Famous pancakes. Ah, I see a page. Too many legs.
The strands of webbing glistened in the beam of my flashlight, fine, almost ethereal. They were fresh and right in my path. I held my breath and waited, ears straining. Nothing. I moved on, concentrating on the task at hand. Just get what I was looking for, then leave. That's all I keep telling myself. For a moment, I actually thought it might be as simple as that. Then, I heard too many legs skittering across the ground.
Got legs, know how to use them. How many pages is there in total in this? I can't remember. Right. I should check whenever I see like a radio or a TV before I interact with it. Check to see if it puts a marker on the mini-map. Pick up battery. Where? Well, that didn't stick out very well.
That's 2. Just 1 more to go.
Magnum. Not enough manuscript pages. Oh.
Wait. Wait! Whoa! That's everything.
The man has found the battery, but it is empty. It will need to be recharged.
Talk to Emma about recharging the battery. I'm curious what that's reflecting.
I need this battery charged.
No problem. Here you go.
Thanks. Listen, I don't know what's gonna happen exactly when I do this. My memory's a little hazy.
I don't even know what that means.
All I'm saying is you don't want to come anywhere near the oil field, all right? This thing could get out of hand.
In the middle of highly flammable materials. Great.
I'll do my best to contain it.
Just please don't turn out to be some kind of crazy terrorist guy, okay?
What good's saying that gonna do if he actually is? Oh, please don't be a terrorist.
Okay, I'm gonna go now. Wish me luck.
Wait a sec, I want to ask you about something first. What did you mean with that my memory's a little hazy thing?
I had a pretty rough time coming here. It was like being caught in a tsunami. I blacked out for a while. It's hard to explain. There's a barrier of sorts that I had to break through. I was lucky to make it here with my wits as intact as they are.
So you might have brain damage, you're about to do great things with a magic piece of paper, and you came here from another dimension?
No, I'm from New York. I was just visiting another dimension.
Oh, yeah, okay. My bad.
Just visit. Alright, now I don't know if I should go explore other places first. Make sure I'm getting all the manuscripts and radios and what have you. I don't know how far I can go. Ow. I think that's the game's way of basically saying, don't go this way. Yeah. Can he not do that? Yeah, thankfully the darkness aren't as relentless as they were in the base game. Like they were constant. And this is just because obviously I'm at the beginning and they'll just get worse and worse as time goes on. I think at the minute they're more confined close to where the oil spill is. So if I get closer to there, that's when they'll start attacking us. But like further away from it, they're not as frequent. Hey Sephiroth, how you doing? Welcome to Alan Wake's American Nightmare. No, this is the Xbox Live Arcade game, Alan Wake's American Nightmare. Which is basically Alan hunting Mr. Scratch. Like, Mr. Scratch is on the loose and he's just causing chaos. And obviously because he looks like Alan, a lot of people thinks that it's him doing it. Yeah, finish the DLC. Yeah, basically Alan's... I don't know if he's still in... He's basically in he's the episode of Night Springs that he wrote. He's in it. And he's currently trying to get objects together so he can rewrite reality. Just exploring for stuff that I've missed. Thankfully, you've got a mini map in this one. As you can see, they've kind of. I suppose I can probably see that objects of power. I think. Not 100% on that. Annoyingly, this has some very copyright music in it, this one. Yeah, there's manuscript pages, there's TVs and radios to find. I don't know what else there is. Your main collectibles are marked on the mini-map as like stars. But then, yeah, other stuff. For example, inside this room here, there's a manuscript page. If you look at the mini-map, there's like a blinking question mark. So that's how you know, like, there's a page nearby. I haven't checked with the radios and that, though. I've already activated this one, so next time I come across a TV or a radio, I want to see if they have a icon. Ah, box is full again. Go. Maybe I'm getting everything I can so far. Haven't seen any other manuscript pages in a while. I don't know, to be honest with you, whether it's... I'd consider it to be canon. The problem is... Because obviously at the end of the DLC, like obviously at the end of the final episode to the main story and a little bit of the DLC, it introduced you to Mr. Scratch. Now, this one focuses very heavily on Mr. Scratch because Alan's pursuing him to try and stop him. But because it's an Xbox Live Arcade game, it never got like a remaster release similar to like the base game. Like I was expecting this to be bundled with the base game, but it wasn't. And I think it's because it was an Xbox Live Arcade game. Like I don't know how rights to games work in that situation. Like obviously after a while, Remedy got rights to use Alan Wake any way they want. Again, by putting it on all our platforms as a remaster. The same with Alan Wake 2. No, honestly, I think they've just treated like this just doesn't exist. You can dodge back to the left, but my enemies. Whoa! Where? So yeah, they've like overhauled stuff in this version as well, like the hood. They made it so that when you focus your aim, the camera zooms in a lot more. Yeah, this is the one with the nail gun. Splitters. Ah, shit. Gotta be careful. It's a new enemy type. Yeah, it's a new enemy type. It splits itself into multiple versions of itself to avoid the light.
Time to make some serious changes.
The wheel was in place. The oil was flowing. The battery was attached. The lights were blinking. The CD was playing in the boombox. Now, this is where I'm probably going to have to mute it, because I know as soon as I put that CD in, copyright music plays. Very copyright music from the Kaiser Chiefs. I think it's the Kaiser Chiefs. That one that goes, ah, na 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 na, ah. That plays during this. Right, do that last. I think I've got to do them in the right order. Wheel was in place. That's where the wheel goes? No, battery. Where's the wheel go? Ah. The oil was flowing. Batteries attached, the lights were blinking. Get ready to mute. Unfortunately, I have to mute this. Messing with my mind, I do. Ooh. Ah. I don't want to. Ah. I didn't want to. Ooh. Ah. I didn't want to. Right. And now we're gonna mute it.
I'm here! Just keep your head down!
I think I hear more of them.
Yeah, I think I noticed.
I think they've moved the flares in this one as well.
That's the last of them. We're good.
Ooh. Ah.
What the hell was that?
Easy. I got him. You're safe. I need you to tell me what you know about him. The guy who looks like me.
There was a party in one of the rooms. It was pretty wild.
That's
I'm
Alan's
not sure
old
which room
model
it
as
was
well.
You didn't attend.
No, I wasn't
Before the
there.
remaster.
But it got way out of hand. Anyway, I heard that he went to the diner and there was a fight there or something. Maybe you could find out more from there. I got some keys that you could maybe use.
You just happen to have the keys, huh? Fine. I'll take a look. Stay here.
Like hell. I'm getting out of here as soon as you leave so I could close up this place and go home.
Emma, you really want to stay here in the light.
Yeah, thanks for the advice, but I'm not sticking around. Just go already, okay?
Are you okay?
I guess. Thanks for the help. Were those what'd you call them? The Taken? What are they?
It's complicated. Short version, the darkness can take people over. That's why I had to destroy the oil derrick. Otherwise, they would have overrun the place.
Wow, I didn't think you'd actually do it. I mean, I didn't think it'd work. That's crazy.
Let me just try one more time at the risk of sounding like a broken record. It's bad out there. I don't want you hurt. You should stay put.
Yeah, while you turn this place into an inferno, run around shooting things up and play some kind of weird games with your psycho evil twin. Don't get me wrong, you're nice for a weirdo. I'm impressed as hell by all of this, but enough is enough. I seriously
nice
just want to get
weirdo.
out of here, okay?
Alright. I'm a nice weirdo. Burn.
A poltergeist. Its existence is one of rage and hostility. and its very presence turns ordinary objects into deadly projectiles.
Oh, shit!
Hit roof. Ow! Quickly run into the light to get some health. Yeah, light obviously hurts darkness, but heals Alan. Could you flashlight yourself? You'd think. Need a bit of health, just shine the light on yourself.
The scene. Traces of violence. A callous midnight snack. A room key left carelessly behind. The man recognizes the enemy's handiwork.
I think these are keys for the motel rooms. Satellite and now this? That place might be involved.
Mount Red Tooth Observatory. Explore the motel rooms. New fish and men.
Emma Sloan was a believer in a great many things, most of which were entirely fallacious. Emma Sloan, an innocent victim of his dark half. More collateral damage in the ongoing war. Damned by forces beyond her control as much as by her own actions.
Saw him looking to the side there. Quick draw! Love the rifle. Unfortunately, Emma Sloan is dunded.
Why didn't you listen?
Well, the darkness has her. Oh no, there's a page in here. The twisted mirror.
My own face peered back at me from the TV screen. For a moment, I struggled with the sensation of deja vu. How many times have I seen myself like this now? And then there was that easy grin that never seemed quite as quick or natural on my own lips, the dark, malicious twinkle in the eyes. And I knew who I was looking at. As he pulled back and revealed the room behind him, my throat went dry. There was nothing I could do but watch. Damn.
Michael Farabee, dead, tortured, dressed in clothes that bore the name of a local observatory. A slim lead, but solid enough. It stirs something deep in his mind. He knows where to go now.
I guess that'll have to be my next stop.
The observatory, hot on the heels of the Herald of Darkness, the Champion of Light forges on to see the stars.
Mount Red Tooth Observatory, Arizona.
An observatory, a place for a man to witness the magnificence of the universe. But such insights are not what the Champion of Light is looking for. He has come to find a weapon.
Hello? Ah. Lovely.
Welcome back, listeners. As you know, I'm Eddie Rodman, and I'm still talking to old gods of Asgard, who are doing their big comeback tour. How's that been going for you? Odin?
Splendid! I'm having the time of my life. You know, I didn't realize how much I'd missed that.
And what about you, Tor?
It's okay, you know.
Well, this must bring back a lot of memories.
Oh, yeah! It's wonderful to be back on stage. If it wasn't for my knee, I'd feel like a young man again.
Well, speaking of that, I hate to keep harping on this age thing, but I gotta tell you, I've heard your new songs, guys, and you sound really good.
Thank you.
And, this may be a touchy subject, but to be blunt, you really don't sound, well, old. I mean the difference between your speaking voice and your singing voice, it's pretty striking.
What the hell are you talking about? You saying it's not us singing on that record? What? What's he talking about?
No, I'm not saying that, guys, but I can't help noticing the difference.
Son, you're on thin ice. You calling me a liar?
Whoa, hey, let me just step in here for a moment, boys. Yeah, Eddie, they do sound different, but believe me, we're not talking Milli Vanilli here. These guys are the real deal. Why don't you come to the gig tomorrow night and see for yourself? Once they get on that stage, boom, things get real.
Really?
Believe me, they play like they're possessed. It's almost like magic. Look, you see my boys play, you see the old gods for real. These guys project a lot of power. They're not lightweights, you know what I'm saying?
All right, Barry, I'll see if I can make it. Now, let's take another quick break here, and after that, we'll play the new Old Gods of Asgard single. Don't you go away.
For me, I prefer the rifle that I'm carrying. Powerful, decent fire rate. Success.
As a storyteller, my first real love was crime. And it was in that genre that I finished my first novel, starring the perpetually miserable Alex Casey, whose entire life was a wound that never healed. The books sold as fast as they hit the shelves. I wrote 5 more Alex Casey books, and they all were bestsellers. I became rich. I became famous. Success brought pressure, and I didn't handle it very well.
Stanley's Home Improvement. One thing they've changed with the torch in this one, you can't just shine the light on them anymore and slowly burn it away. You have to use the boost. The only way to do it now. Hello, you. Like with a weaker beam, the non-focused one, you could slowly burn away the darkness. Not as quick as with the focused, but they've completely eliminated that as an option. fighting the Taken.
I've carried a flashlight and a gun for so long that I feel naked without either. It's all too often that I need them. The darkness protects the Taken. Shadows crawl over their forms like living things, protecting them from harm. Blows that would injure or kill a human outright mean nothing to them as long as the darkness persists. But light makes them vulnerable. Light burns the shadows away. The darkness that drives them is still in them, but now they're vulnerable. Flashlight and gun. Sometimes it feels they're all I have left.
Well, the difference in this one with the batteries is in Alan Wake 1, a single battery wouldn't fill your flashlight, whereas in this one it does. Ooh, flashbang. Also, Alan can run a bit longer in this one as well. In Alan Wake 1, he could barely run. This one, he can cover a bit more distance with the sprint. The battery recharges very quickly as well when you're out of combat. The genesis of Mr. Scratch.
I've seen the enemy, and it's me. I've faced dark horrors before, things that live in the unimaginable pressures of the world beyond our own. Sometimes they masquerade as humans. That's what ultimately lurks inside Mr. Scratch. He's every mean-spirited tabloid story about me, an evil caricature, a creature formed in that vague territory of misconceptions, half-truths, and the dark imagination of people who heard a story about me. An urban legend made flesh, a serial killer, my dark half, brought to life by the power of Cauldron Lake.
There you go. That's what Mr. Scratch is. Also, I found a big bottle of Pepsi Max Mango. Woohoo! Also, Shadow's not well. I came home from work today and he was vomiting. So, looks like all this medicine... Yeah, he was vomiting again. Even though, like, for the past 2 weeks that he's been on that medicine, he seemed fine. He was perked up, he wasn't vomiting, he wasn't fluffed up or anything. I mean, he's eating there now. He hasn't vomited since. I mean, he was vomiting for quite a while. He was trying to bring something up. He's still on the meds, yeah. I've kept him on them, yeah. I'll keep an eye on him for the next day or two. And if he's still vomiting, I'll probably have to take him back to the vet. That's what I hate when it comes to these vets. Like, a lot of the vet... I'm annoyed because the vet, when I spoke to them, they said, oh, this is why avian specialist. they know what they're doing. And obviously they took a swab sample of his of whatever was going on, and they came back and said he's got a crop infection, a viral infection. Give him this medicine and he should be perfectly fine. And lo and behold, he's still being sick. Little fluffer. No. Pardon? Poor little lady. I think he's a bit better than what he was before, though. He's not fluffed up anymore, and he's eating. It was earlier when I came in, like I said, he was fluffed up and just constantly trying to bring something up. Whatever it was, he was flinging it everywhere. Whatever it was that he was bringing up, this fluid stuff that he was bringing up, he was just flinging it all over the place. So I got a hold of him and I got some tissue and I wiped him down to clean him up. But he's not vomiting at the minute, he's just chilling. He's still hungry, little lad. I'm not surprised. Nah. I'll just have to keep an eye on him. Like, it might just be I don't know, because like I said, he was bringing something up. In February, it'll be a year. So I haven't even had him a year yet. Right, I'll actually, it was February, I think. I'll double check. I've got his birthday on me for one. When was it? Budgie's can live, I don't know, like 15 to 20 years, maybe more. And I just seem to have shit luck when they just don't seem to last more than 2 or 3. Even though, again, I take good care of him. I clean him regularly. I clean his cage regularly. I feed him. And well, no idea. Like I say, just whenever they get sick, I take them straight to the vet, get them looked over. But every time I take them to the vets, they just seem to die. I know you. Let's see. Yeah, I got him on the 21st of May. He's not fluffed up there at the minute, so he's chill. He's just eating and chilling. Yeah, it's every time I see these vets, the vets just seem terrible. Like, I specifically said I want to see a specialist. They said they were a specialist, the receptionist. But what caught me was that the first person that they said I was going to see was clearly a man by the name. And then when I went in, I was being seen by a woman. I was like, hang on. Are you an avian specialist? I was told I was being seen by a guy that was a specialist. She was like, yeah, I'm a specialist as well. I was like, all right, fair enough. But I don't know. Like, they could be just saying that to obviously get you in the door to obviously, because vets have got to make money, It was just strange that I wasn't seen by the person that I was told I was going to be seen by. But I already have the hunting rifle. I am carrying it right now. Again, I don't mind. Whoa! I don't mind spending the money to help Shadow get better. I just want to make sure that, you know, I'm being seen by the right people to get him better. The spiders.
The spiders aren't really the work of the enemy. They're a side effect, a part of the Dark Place's less significant fauna that has managed to slip through the opening I made when I arrived. Less an animal than an idea that has assumed the form of an animal. Makes them no less dangerous, but at least they're a little easier to deal with. The darkness doesn't protect them like the Taken, and thus they can be destroyed by either light or bullets right away.
So this is the first enemy that isn't protected by darkness. I think the split enemy is protected, just not very well. So when you shine the light on them, it causes them to split to try and survive. Something like that. Caw. Pressure.
The pressure of success got to me. My wife Alice was the sole thing in my life that anchored me. Suddenly it wasn't enough. I couldn't write anymore. I distracted myself with wild parties and whatever trouble I could scare up. I wallowed in the drama of my life, sure that Alice would stick with me even though she didn't sign up to be the lifeline of a tortured artist. It was my dumb luck she's not the type to give up.
I don't know where the TV is in this level, like, or how many TVs are in each section of the levels. I've not seen one yet. I found the radio, but I've not found a TV yet. in this part of the level. Combat shotgun.
Hello? I'm Dr. Rachel Meadows, and... Wait a moment, it's you! I can't believe you dare show your face around here again.
Whoa!
Go away.
It wasn't me. I just look like him.
Are you serious? That's what you're going with? Please!
I'm trying to stop him. You saw those shadow things trying to kill me, right? I bet he got along with them just fine.
Yes. Yes, he did. All right. Come on in.
Thank you.
Wow. Quick to believe. And you're supposed to be a smarty pants. Ah, there's a TV on the wall there.
Hey, buddy. I figured I'd take a moment to talk to you. There's a party next door. I'm feeling pretty good right now. A little beer, a little fun, you know? It's nice. Listen, this whole thing between us, it's a little weird for me too, you know? I mean, we don't just look the same, there's a lot we share. I mean, up here, I know you, right? So I was thinking maybe we could... These guys are getting out of control. Look, I feel like we're both victims of circumstance here. And maybe we could make some kind of effort to... Never mind.
Uh-huh.
Just a moment, I'll send the lift down to you. I didn't expect to see anyone here tonight, but I'm relieved to see an actual person. That's assuming this isn't some kind of cruel trick on your part, of course.
It's a trick. Ha ha ha! You could die. You probably are gonna die. Maybe like the other person.
Doctor, the man who looked like me, what did he want here?
There's a strange astronomical event happening right now. Something I can't begin to classify, but I think it's disabled our satellite. There's a very peculiar signal that we're receiving.
A signal? That's what I'm here for.
Well, so was he. But he didn't seem to understand it at all. He got very angry, sabotaged our imaging array, and now we're blind. I believe the event is still going on, but we can't pick it up.
Is there something we can do?
What he broke is essentially just a special camera, but we can't use the telescope without it. There's a replacement in my car. If you can get that to me, we're back in business.
Consider it done. Tell me more about the signal.
It's almost as if something's being transmitted to Night Springs. It's the strangest thing. It's quite elusive, almost as if it wasn't properly there. I don't know how to describe it.
So, what was the signal like?
I wish I knew. He appeared before I had a good fix on it. He was very pleasant when I was working, but when I isolated the signal, he suddenly forced me out of the control booth. He said it was none of my business. He seemed to change. Somehow he was very smooth and charming before that, but suddenly he became, "I'm sorry. I'm not sure I want to talk about it."
The voice actors for the other characters in this aren't exactly amazing.
I have to ask, do you always wear that to work?
I was at a party for a local art exhibition. Fascinating works. When I was called away by my assistant, Michael was the first to spot this event. I don't know where he is now, actually. He was supposed to bring us some food, but he never showed up.
Tell me about the event.
Oh, it's quite fascinating. It looks as if stars were changing, somehow. Or shifting positions. It isn't really happening, of course. Most likely it's caused by some kind of atmospheric refraction phenomenon, but I've never seen anything like it.
Did he hurt you?
No, he didn't quite threaten me exactly, but those shadowy things started to crawl into view, and whatever the signal was, he seemed to be extremely frustrated by it. He just started breaking things and left. I thought it best not to interfere.
You were lucky. He's done much worse.
Yes. He showed me a knife, and he kept talking. He enjoyed the sound of his own voice. A proper maniac. You really aren't anything like him, are you?
Believe me, I try very hard not to be.
It's a big telescope.
Good luck, and try to be careful. It's a very expensive part, and we don't have a replacement. Oh dear, that sounded more callous than I intended. Be safe.
Thanks. I'm guessing the 8.5 hour completionist thing is related to the arcade mode as well. Like if you're completionist for like the trophy hunting, there's an arcade mode which is like a wave-based survival thing. These webs weren't here earlier. Chair. New enemy type. Not protected by darkness. You just burn them away with a torch. Go! Ow.
I found it!
Excellent. I'll operate the platform directly below the telescope so you can install the array. Don't worry, it's very easy.
She said.
Have fun. Brilliant, you got it. I'll just run a quick diagnostic on it. Yes, it's in perfect order. All right, we're good to go. Let's take a look at the skies. Shut this down. There's a problem with the automated coolant system. Somebody just interrupted the flow.
So now what?
Well, you could go and open the secondary coolant flow valves manually. I know it's dangerous there, but, well...
I got it!
Please come talk to me if you have questions.
Where? What's this coolant thing?
Is there something I should know about this coolant thing?
Oh no, it's quite straightforward. The telescope is very heavy, and moving it generates a lot of heat. So do all of the electronics. Overheating could cause damage, so it shuts down automatically if the coolant fluid isn't flowing. And hot electronics generate instrument noise, which we want to eliminate as much as possible.
What is this coolant anyway? Is it dangerous?
We use liquid nitrogen. It's quite safe.
If I can make it to the valves in one piece.
Yes, there is that. Good luck.
Did you have this much trouble with my double?
I'm assuming you didn't have this kind of trouble using the telescope earlier, when my double was here.
No, it went very smoothly. Until he turned into a nutter. This doppelganger of yours doesn't seem to want anyone else to look at this phenomenon. Honestly, it seems a little pointless to me. There are many eyes on the sky.
I'm not sure what we're gonna get once this thing is working again, but I have a hunch. I doubt it has anything to do with outer space, or that anyone else can see it. I think it's a message for me.
For you? That seems unlikely. And even if it were a very localized phenomenon, surely it's visible to others in the area.
Maybe, but I wouldn't bet on it. There's a reason he came here, and a reason he doesn't want me looking at it.
chair. Back out we go. Alright, look for the valves.
Just remember, you need to release all 3 valves. It doesn't matter what order you do it in.
I think I'm gonna go around. You getting a time crisis cabinet tomorrow? Sweet. We got events Thursday, Friday. Busy, busy.
Okay, that should do it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Love the rifle. It is good. Yeah. Ah.
I released all the valves, Doctor. Is it working?
Just bear with me a moment. Yes, I believe you've got it sorted. It's working again. Nicely done.
That sounds like trouble. I don't think they're happy with our success.
Look out, they found a way in.
Look out! Oh, the voice acting of the side characters in this. Woo! Oh, no, no.
Are you alright? That was intense. I'm sighted in now. I still have no idea what I'm looking at, but it's very strange indeed. Oh, where are my manners? Please, come on up. I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Where are you going? Where you going, little bloke? Hello, good lad.
Are we receiving the signal now?
Oh, yes, it's coming in loud and clear. It's amazing. I'm not sure what it is yet, let alone where it's coming from, but it's interacting with our system somehow, like it was intended for us. But I don't understand how that could be.
Maybe that's just how the story goes.
What?
Never mind. Is there a way I can hear it? Or however this is supposed to work?
I think the signal is incomplete somehow, but you should be getting a printout of it now.
What do you mean incomplete?
What do you mean it's incomplete?
It's almost as if we're only getting a fragment of it.
I need the whole thing. This is important.
I'm sure it is, but this is all we're getting.
Did the man who looks like me get the whole thing?
He locked me out of the booth, so I have no way of knowing. But I can tell you that he didn't really seem to understand it.
What did you find from the sky?
So, what's in the sky?
It doesn't make any sense. The stars are just... they're wrong. I thought I'd be able to see something, but it's like I'm looking at a sky that's just... it's not the right sky. But that's impossible.
I consider myself a rational man, Doctor. But this isn't a thing you can measure or explain. I've seen impossible things that have taught me just to roll with some punches. It's either that or go insane.
I find it disturbing that you sound like you're speaking from ample experience.
A printout of a signal. It too is a weapon created by the Champion of Light. In its words, stirs a new reality. But it is incomplete, and yet it provides a roadmap for the man to follow, a course that will lead him to a place where he may confront his enemy.
Okay.
The drive-in. Once the site of lurid celluloid fantasies, it's now the site of an art exhibition. And yet, it's the search for closure rather than culture that brings the Champion of Light here.
So what was that? Was that a page or something that I got there, or what? Ah yeah, New Reality Fragment 1.
The atmosphere in the projection booth at the drive-in was charged. Almost unreal.
Despite that, the air felt cool and refreshing this late at night. It'd been a hot day. The summer was nearing its end, but it wasn't over yet.
The Grenadier.
The Taken were always single-minded. They had a certain animal cunning, but they weren't very intelligent. That's one reason why they prefer melee weapons. Actual firearms are too complex for them to use. That's why seeing the one who threw grenades at me surprised me. But of course, they aren't actually grenades. There's no pin to pull, no fuse to set off an explosive, just concentrated darkness.
The darkness is too dumb to use weapons. Got bruises all over the right places? What? Bright Falls.
My writer's block got worse. I didn't sleep much anymore. My life with Alice seemed like a constant fight. I was a wreck. Alice took steps. She booked a vacation in Bright Falls, a small town in Washington. It was supposed to be a chance to break out of the cycle I was in. She didn't know about the darkness in Cauldron Lake.
Oh. A car in flight.
The car seemed to sail through the crisp mountain air in slow motion, spinning around one axis almost lazily. The moment was hypnotic. Then it struck the pipeline in a shower of sparks, the impact turning the windshield into a burst of safety glass. As it hit the ground, I snapped out of my reverie. The car was rolling downhill, slowing down as every bump killed momentum but still coming. The fence wouldn't be enough to stop it.
Yeah, big deal. Okay, so basically don't stand still too long. The darkness will come and get you. Blah. What really matters.
It's been 2 years since I came here. Being that long without Alice breaks my heart. And I know it broke hers. I know she thinks I'm dead. How could I blame her for that? It would be a crime to pretend that she owes me anything. She took all the stupid, self-indulgent bullshit I brought into her life and still stood by me. Still loved me. It's no betrayal. But I'm a better person now than I used to be. I want to be that person with her.
Hate to break it to you, Alan. She's probably moved on with her life. Oh.
I told you I'm a psycho.
Unfortunately, gotta mute it. Yes. He's a psycho. We're gonna find the radio for this area as well. I guess that's death. Trying to find the next manuscript page. Once I find the manuscripts, I then just blast through the next bit of story. It says I'm looking for a generator. I'm following a guide for the scripts in this one, just for quickness. Like I said, because I've already played this before and I've already gotten them. It just speeds things along. I don't think I'm going to get this finished tonight. Shit a brick. Right, I think I don't think I can go any further until I press on with the next bit of story. Yep. It seems like as long as I keep moving, the enemies won't spawn. It seems like if you're standing still and not doing anything. Sometimes they'll come for you when you're just jogging around like I'm doing, but so far they're pretty chill.
Oh, it's you. That's fantastic.
Are you okay?
Go away. No, I want you. But you'll get angry if you're here. So, you gotta go. You know I'll do what you want.
Okay.
I love you so much. Did you know that love hurts? Are you gonna hurt me now? 'Cause you should.
Lady, you got darkness on the brain. I think I can help you if I can get the lights on in here.
You can't turn the power back on. It's not allowed. You said.
So, where shouldn't I go so I don't turn the power back on accidentally?
It's the big building on the other side of the drive-in, but it's locked.
Where's the key? Just so that I know to avoid it.
It's on the wall next to the cash register. But you can't. You can't. Don't be bad.
Hey, no problem. I'm just gonna go do some other stuff. Scout's honor.
Just try to stay calm.
Just try to stay calm. I've seen this kind of thing before. I think you're gonna be okay.
Why did I... Why is it so hard to think?
You've been touched by darkness. I'm hoping it's not permanent.
Remember when you were here before, and you kissed me? And then everything got all dark? That was the best.
Listen, this is very important. Where did I go? Can you tell me that?
Baby, you don't need to go anywhere. You're here now, and you're in my head. You should be in me. You should touch me again.
Not with a 10-foot pole, lady.
Go on, Alice. No, the 10-foot pole. She's got a side of crazy.
Hey, just in case there's a part of you in there that's freaking out right now, it's not your fault. I promise I'll do what I can to help you, okay?
I don't... Please go away.
Don't sweat it. I'm just saying that in case you really need to hear it, I've been there.
I think there are spiders in my eyes. I think you put them in me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go now.
Alright. She has spiders in her eye. Ooh, I hear radio. Aha.
And we're back with Old Gods of Asgard and their manager, Barry Wheeler. Guys, you're on your comeback tour, and you're playing a lot of your classic material, but you've also got a new single out, right? How'd that come about? Was it hard to go back into the studio after such a long time?
Are you kidding me? They were chomping at the bit. They were just itching to stretch those creative muscles. Now, it had been a while because, you know, they spent a lot of time in,
Retirement.
We were retired.
We were?
Yeah.
No. We were at the lodge, and we escaped.
We were at the retirement,
retirement thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, really, once we got in the studio, things started happening. Now, the music has changed a little bit, and the boys were a little rusty, so it took us a while to find the right gear. But hey, once we got going, whew, boy, they kicked ass. And it's an awesome song. It's called Balance Slays the Demon, and seriously, I think it's their finest work. And hey, I should know, I produced it.
Oh, really? I didn't know you were a producer.
Well, this was my first time. I mean, they needed a little bit of guidance, you know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong, these guys are the best. But it's the 21st century, man. Things just sound a little different these days. So, you know, I kind of stepped in there, helped them make it sound all cool, kind of jazzed it up.
That sounds like a challenge.
Oh, no, it was really easy, man. I was just, you know, like, hey, give it a little zing, you know? Let's take it to another level so it really rips. You know, let's just throw some really sweet synths in. Like that, you know, just kicked it up a notch. But it's totally Old Gods.
Well, listeners, you can judge for yourselves. Here's Old Gods of Asgard and Balance Slays the Demon.
Oh, yeah.
Deep in the ocean.
No! Tell me when it's over, lady. I'm just gonna explore, okay? I'm gonna explore a bit while waiting for the song to end. Oh, wait, hang on. Where be that? Alright, that's the actual... Yeah, that's the actual Night Springs town. We're on the outskirts, yeah. So I'm guessing Alan Wake 2 DLC will take place there. In at the hand of God, warriors, na 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 na, na 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 na. Holding out the hand of God. Ooh, crossbow. Crossbows can pierce the darkness that protects enemies even without using the flashlight first. Damn right. He just spawned right on top of us. What the? Headshot. As much as I like that, I still prefer my rifle though. More ammo. Hey, the song's gotta be alright now by now, right? Yeah? Oh my god, it's still going. Hurry up! That gets done. Finally. Ah, silence. Good. 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 Hope you enjoyed that song, lady. Was it good? I don't know. I couldn't listen to it, unfortunately. Being a bit crazy.
The man has encountered this before. People whose integrity has been suborned by the insidious touch of the darkness. He has experienced it himself, but merciful light burned away the darkness in his brain.
Jumped a mile there.
Oh, look! Mr. Hero's here! You ready to save the day?
Oh boy. Oh, there was one more. I saw you. And then there was none. The good lad. Hello, you. Hello, little fluffer. You feeling a little bit better? Nah. No.
You are gonna shit yourself when you realize what I have done. Shut up!
He's gonna shit bricks. Hello, Lopa. Good boy. Ah. Alice.
Alice, my wife. The best thing that ever happened to me. She smiles and the darkness lifts. For her, I've tried things I otherwise never would. I've never really minded if it's made me feel like a fool. She's a photographer, and the world she sees through her lenses is unique and beautiful. She has the vision. She sees things others don't and knows how to make them visible to everybody. She did it with me, too. She teased out things I was only vaguely aware of. She always saw me in the best possible light.
Okay, I should be able to figure this out.
Oh, I did it. I got that first try. Boo! Keep pushing forward. Is it a dead end? Ah.
You have no idea how badly you're screwed. It's gonna be a blast to watch you find out.
Don't want to get hit by those.
These are grenadiers. Whoa! Just keep pushing. Saw that. If I remember, the grenadiers run away from you. Yeah. I can't remember if I go there now or if I just never go in here. I think I have to go there eventually.
Wait.
You do need to know. Keep pushing.
I can smell you. I can smell you out there.
Alright. Have some light.
No, don't. Oh, it's not. It's you. Did you help me?
Looks like you're feeling better now.
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. I don't know what happened. There was this guy.
Before you say anything,
I know I look like him, but I'm not.
Don't worry. You just don't feel anything like he does. He was in my head. I feel like I need to take 50 showers.
Where is he?
That asshole wanted to get into the projector booth. He was talking about fixing things so the sun never comes up. God, it didn't seem that weird when he was saying it. It sounded really good at the time.
You weren't yourself. The projector booth. That sounds about right. I need to get in there.
I have the access code for the door. Here.
Thanks.
I'm just glad you showed up now. He said he'd be back after he'd arranged for some security.
What's going on here?
Do you feel up to telling me what's going on here?
We have an art exhibition here, supposed to open tomorrow. I'm the curator. My name's Serena Valdivia.
Alan Wake.
Holy shit, it is you. I've seen you on the big screen. I know your wife.
You know Alice? Wait. Big screen.
Yeah, we have a film from her here. What the hell happened to you?
Getting back to Alice.
Getting back to Alice.
Oh, God, yeah, sorry. It's quite a coincidence that you're here. She made this short film. She shot it years ago. You're in it. It's a part of the exhibition.
I'm in a film?
Yeah, it's like... it's just footage she shot of you at some point, but she turned it into this thing. It's, almost like a memorial of sorts, because, you're supposed to be dead. Or something.
Uh-huh.
Is Alice alright?
How's Alice? Is she alright?
She's okay, I guess, all things considered. I know her pretty well. You're really Alan? I can't believe you're here. Nobody knows what happened to you. But there are people who say they've seen you.
That wasn't me. He just looks the same. Like,
Yeah, but that guy's a lot more slimy. The thought of him makes me... I hate him, but there's something about him, God, he's so creepy. Anyway, you're not like him. At all. I hope you can stop him.
Good boy. Hello. No, thank you. Good boy. Yeah. Hello, you. Cuddles.
That's the security system? I guess it was too much to hope for an alarm and a fat rent-a-car. Good lid.
peasy. Sentry down! Hello, little chirpy. Hello, you. You feeling a little bit better? Nah. Hello, Fluffer.
The champion of light can feel the fragment of the signal in his pocket. The weapon that can change what will be. It's incomplete, but it's all he has.
Arcade machine. It was late at night. The summer was almost over. Micro machines. It was late at night. The summer was almost over. Oh boy.
Oh, hell, this isn't going right. You've been up to something, haven't you? Too bad it's not gonna do any good. I'm a better you than you ever will be, and I've got all the time in the world. Everything you've got's going to be mine. Your life. Your wife! What are you gonna do about it? The sun's never coming up now. I can keep this up forever.
Show yourself! Whatever you say, buddy!
The rush of darkness is unstoppable. Time itself twists and tears, sweeping the champion of light back with its dark currents.
Back to square one.
Again, he enters the world, but now he sees the trap for what it is. A maze that loops back into itself.
I'm here again. He sent me back.
The Spectre.
In Bright Falls, I was constantly under attack by birds that were more shadow than flesh and feathers. But this is an evolution. Some of the Taken were actually capable of turning into a flock of birds to escape my attacks and turning back into human form to make surprise attacks.
Evolution! He's so nice enough to let us keep my guns. Alright. There's the desk from Calden. From the cabin.
Oh, not birds again. What the hell?
Just a little different. Bye-bye, birdie. The appearance of Mr. Scratch.
I'm trapped in the darkness. He has started appearing to me. Mr. He can travel back into the world effortlessly, and he loves to rub my face in it. At first, he was just an echo in the darkness, a flicker beyond the edge of my vision. Now he started showing himself, getting bolder all the time, telling me what a great time he's having in the world while I'm stuck here, and what he plans to do, especially to Alice. All the moves I have left are dangerous and desperate. I have no choice. I have to hunt him.
My best friend.
I don't make friends easily. I know plenty of people, but I don't let most of them close. I've known Barry Wheeler ever since we were little boys. We had the time of our lives. I'd get us in trouble, and he'd talk us out of it. Things haven't changed that much now that we're grown-ups. He's the most loyal and dependable person I've ever met, and all the things that count anyway. You could call him a weasel, and you wouldn't be entirely wrong. You could call him a clown, and I would reluctantly agree. But he has never let me down.
Except for when you made that crazy version of him.
Another man might be shocked to find himself near Night Springs, and indeed to find the town in Arizona as opposed to any other place it might be in. But for the champion of light, the obvious taint of corruption he senses here is of far greater interest.
I missed that. Oh, see a glow. Nice that the pages are easy to spot on this. Sometimes I don't need to follow the guide. I say, just look for the glow. Emma Sloan.
With all the herbs, crystals, and the rest of her New Age paraphernalia, Emma Sloan had been called a hippie and a freak and worse. It was that small-town mentality. She was a female mechanic, and even in 2011, there were always going to be backward shit-kickers who thought that was a hoot. She didn't mind. She could deal. She could take any engine apart, even the new ones with all the computers in them. Turned out that these boys were awful polite while waiting for her to put them back together.
Damn right, because they're too dumb to do it themselves. So I like to do this where at the start I just grab all the manuscript pages and then I do the actual level. Night Springs, the cult TV show.
Night Springs doesn't exist. It's a fictional town from the TV show I used to work on. It was Any Place USA, a place we used as a backdrop for whatever strange story we had that week. One of the stories I wrote for the show involved a man, the champion of light, fighting his evil double, the herald of darkness. It was something I'd written back in the real world, something I had a link to, a framework I could build on. I had adapted it into a new story. This story.
So that's how Mr. Scratch became real. Hello. You alright? You feeling a bit better? Good boy. It's a good lad. Good boy.
Okay. So this chick just came up to me and said she's my biggest fan. I know. They all say that, right? And she's giving me the eye. So I make a couple of moves. We have a couple of drinks. And then things start happening. But I say I have to go to the bathroom first. Uh-oh, right? She's got no idea. Watch this. This is gonna be priceless.
That's nice.
I thought you'd like that. Are you tense? You feel a little tense.
Maybe a little. I had a crappy day.
Yeah?
Don't worry. It's improving real fast.
Yeah.
Hey, don't stop. It's just getting good.
Watch this. Yeah! Did you see that? Oh man, did you see her? Boom!
More than anything else, that are animals. It's in our nature to imagine, to turn fantasies into legends, to be storytellers. The line between fact and fiction, imagination and reality becomes hopelessly blurred, and nowhere conceivably as in Night Springs.
Yeah.
Emma? You here?
Wow, it is you. I guess all of it really happened.
You remember me?
Kind of. I felt weird all day, like I could almost remember a dream I had, and then, just before sunset, I remembered the page.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go get those things again.
Not all of them. I went out and got them. Well, most of them. I felt stupid at first, but then it was getting dark, and those things started showing up, and one of them made off with the battery. It ran into the railroad tunnel. There was no way I was gonna follow him in there. Sorry.
It's good you didn't. You should be careful. I mean, really careful.
Yeah, I kinda remember something. Something bad happened to me, didn't it?
Forget it. It doesn't have to happen again, okay?
You
Just do
died.
what I say.
Yeah, okay. God, this is too weird. Am I going crazy here? Just go get that battery.
Try to stay calm. You're perfectly sane. We're caught in a time loop. That's why this is happening again.
I believe you. God, I feel like I might just lose it any second now. How come you're not freaking out over this?
Because on my personal weird shit-o-meter, this just doesn't rate.
Look, I know something happened to me before...
You're gonna be okay, if you just keep cool, okay? Thanks for getting this stuff for me. It's a big help.
I hope so. Are you gonna make everything blow up at the oil field again?
I have to.
Well, whatever the hell else you might be, at least you're not boring.
Thank you.
Just the battery. That'll save time.
Good. Hang on, radio. Thankfully, everything's in the same place.
Okay, people, it's Eddie Rodman here with a few hours to kill, and there's nobody I'd rather spend them with. Nobody else in the whole world. Oh boy, that'll land me in hot water when I get back home, won't it? Well, just in case my wife is listening, and you always are, aren't you, baby? Let me tell you, you are the exception, honey, and the prettiest lady I ever saw to boot. But I'd really like to spend some quality time with you listeners, because, well, tonight's one of those nights. You're sitting in the studio and you kind of forget how long.
See, these are connected to the outside, the radio station and the TV and that. They're not caught in the loop.
How long it's been or what day it is. You just sit here and go through the motions. You might as well have been here forever. You keep talking, but you don't even know what you're saying. It's like you're on automatic. You can't stop the ride and get off. It's times like these that I really wish that somebody would just call in and relieve my boredom. How about it? Anybody? Come on now, help a fella out. Our lines are open.
Night Springs, Arizona.
Now Night Springs is in Arizona, although not for long. It's in Arizona because whatever the town that has become Night Springs is really called is located near one of the thin, worn places in the world where dreams and reality flow together and life is always a little strange. Perfect analogy for Night Springs. I can't return to the real world. I've tried, but I'm operating on dream logic, forcing the door open a crack so I can slip through. I can enter the strange little town of Night Springs. All I did was put it in Arizona for one night.
No, wait. Nah. I'm sneezy. No.
Well, this should be perfectly safe. Now I just need her to charge this up.
Ow. Oh, crap. Oh, that's a lot of them. Holy crap, that's a lot of them. No, right up that little ledge. Oh, good itchy noggin. Good itchy noggin.
Found the battery.
Okay, I'll charge it. Here. Try not to get killed.
Okay. I'm gonna take care of this. Try to stay calm.
Look, what if you stay here with me, please?
I'm sorry, but if I don't deal with this, no one else will.
Ugh, yeah, I guess. It's just that this is getting really creepy. I believe this is real, but I don't understand any of it. I'm getting scared. I can't believe you're so calm.
I get scared, but I've had a lot of time to get used to it. That helps. The guy who looks like me is the reason this is happening. I caught up with him, but he swept me back here.
Back in time.
Yeah, it's a trap. We'll be doing this forever unless I can break out of it.
How are you gonna do that?
I'm working on it. I came prepared, but things got kind of scrambled when I arrived. I'm tracking down the things I need.
Yeah, well, feel free to climb back into your DeLorean or whatever it is you do.
Thanks. See a question mark on the mini-map. I think you gotta get the key all over again. Worth it. You're lucky.
Well, here we go again. Better get ready to run.
Yeah, I played this way back when it first released on the Xbox 360, Xbox Live Arcade. But I only beat it once. Whereas the main Alan Wake game I've beat 4 times now. Mute, damn it. Sometimes the mute button's delayed and it doesn't mute immediately. I've only been doing that recently. Yeah, 100% it back then as well. Apart from the arcade mode. I think I 100% the arcade mode on Steam. Have to mute this part because it's copyright music. I think I'm alright now.
She'll be in trouble. Better hurry.
Emma! I'm coming! This is not the bad thing! Nothing! Just keep your head down!
Okay.
It's okay. It's safe now.
I got a really bad feeling about all of this.
I'm gonna need those keys to the diner now. There's a motel key there that I have to get.
Oh, hey, you don't have to do that. I have the motel master key. I work for the same company, you know. What's at the motel?
Well, there's a dead guy. He's got something I need to get into the Mount Redtooth Observatory.
God, that's awful. Hey, you wanted to know about the guy who looked like you, didn't you?
The last time you said he had a party, but you didn't go.
No, that's not true. I did go. It was really great at first, and then I didn't see it myself, but I hear he turned nasty. He hurt a bunch of guys pretty bad, and there was this girl, she died. But I didn't hear about that until afterwards. I thought that he was so charming.
And then he went to the diner.
That's right. I wasn't involved. I wasn't involved with that at all. I don't know what happened.
Fine. I need to check out these motel rooms. In the meantime, you stay here, okay? I'm serious. Keep the lights on and stay here.
Yeah, okay. You got it. I sure hope you're right about this.
I've got a mini HDMI somewhere. It was for that handheld how was it called again? Evacate, the handheld Evacate that I got that I ended up returning. Yeah, the one that kept overheating. Don't know why the cables went, like. So obviously I had a big clean out of my room. It'd be somewhere in here.
You're gonna stay here this time, right?
Because the last time I didn't, and that thing, whatever it is, happened to me.
Yeah. I don't want you to get hurt again.
Don't worry, I'm gonna stay put. I don't remember what happened exactly, but I learned my lesson.
Good. It doesn't have to happen exactly the same way this time around. You proved that much when you went out and got those things for me. I think you're gonna be okay.
Let's hope you're right.
Stay away! No! This wasn't supposed to happen again! No!
Well, that wasted no time. It got us straight away. Wake's friends.
Alice and Barry, my wife and my best friend, are easily the two most important people in my life, and they've never really gotten along with each other. I suppose both of them resent the other's intrusions into what they considered their domain. After I was gone, they maintained an uneasy truce. My book stayed in print, still selling, the licensing machine churned away. She was my wife and controlled the intellectual property. He was my agent and took care of the business. I wish they found more common ground than that.
I can't remember. Obviously things happened slightly different this time round, but she still ultimately got killed by the darkness. Nothing different in here. And that's that.
It's said that nobody knows what the future might bring, but for this man, it's no longer entirely true. A weaker man might simply give up, but the champion of light is an expert on destiny. Sometimes the puppet and puppeteer can be one and the same.
We're not even halfway yet. We're on Act 2,
Mount
Chapter 2.
Redtooth its top littered with man-made eyes that stare into the endless depths of space. Tonight, the champion of light will depend on them to pick out a message from the ether.
We're close to halfway.
As history repeats itself, the man remembers the patterns. He knows that he needs the missing part for the telescope.
I better find Dr. Meadows' car. That's where the camera should be.
Sorry, no service. We are closed. There's a grenadier chucking stuff at us from the background there. Get lost.
Oh, praise be. You guys are coming through for me. A pretty little light just started blinking on my board here, and that means there's a caller out there. You know, when the hours stretch into eternity like this, when it feels like I'm stuck in a rut and just reliving the same endless night over and over again, I feel genuinely touched by someone actually reaching out to me, breaking the monotony. I just want you to know that it really matters to me. Caller, you're on the air.
You suck, Eddie!
Did you know that this is my dream job? True fact.
Doc Eddie, you heard the man. $28 out of 53. We're getting there. Dr. Meadows.
When Dr. Rachel Meadows got the call from Michael, telling her to hurry to the observatory, she didn't waste any time. It had been a nice party. She'd had a good time, but her social life would always play second fiddle to the mysteries of space. Michael never showed up, of course. He pulled over at the wrong rest stop. She never even thought about him at the time. The phenomenon in the sky above her was too fascinating.
So each time we get to the observatory, we get another fragment. And we're trying to get this new reality fragment. We've got to get 3 pieces. We've got 1 so far. I think we've got to do the loop another time after this. And then that's it. But each time we do the loop, it gets quicker. Things change, shortcuts happen. Like the first time round. The second time round when we went to the motel, she remembered that she had died, or something bad had happened to her, and she remembered Alan and all the items that he collected, and she went out and gathered them during the daytime before nighttime hit, ready for him to come back. He just had to go and get 1 more item. Yeah, and then she died. And then she died. Cosmological truths.
There are places where our world is worn thin, and another reality brushes against ours. One such site is Cauldron Lake near Bright Falls, Washington. But there are others. That other reality is dark, vast, and malleable, always in flux. In its depths dwell vast forces and alien energies. They're dangerous. But in one of these places, if you know how, you can channel the power of that place and use it to shape reality.
Place of power. Objects of power. Control. Bing bop, bingalabob. The darkness.
The darkness rose from the depths of Cauldron Lake and took Alice. It needed words. It needed me to write its way into our world. She was leverage, a hostage. I complied, but with a twist. I put in a loophole that gave me a chance to fight back. I was hunted by shadowy enemies, but I faced the darkness. I fought it with light. I drove it back. I saved Alice, but it came with a cost. I was trapped in the dark place below Cauldron Lake.
Oh boy. My eyes are starting to feel very heavy. Sleepy. I get upgraded rifle. Hunting rifle. Right. The nature of stories.
Stories come naturally to us. We can't help it. There are many different worlds, many competing realities within our heads, fueled by books, television, even barely remembered childhood tales. There's an endless supply of fictional concepts more familiar to us than anything or anyone real. We have a far greater connection to the fictional characters we know and love than the random people we pass on the street. Our destinies and inspirations are shaped by lies, myths, and fables.
Listen to Alan getting all deep. The Taken.
The Taken may well be the tool the darkness favors over any other. At some point, they used to be human, but whatever humanity they once had is long gone. Now they're just shells covered and filled by darkness. The Taken Mr. throws at me are more grotesque and varied than the ones I first encountered in Bright Falls. But I know how to deal with them. I'd be lying if I said they don't frighten me. But I've survived worse. I can't let them stop me.
Good boy. Meh. Hello, Fluffy. I sees the light. Lost in the dark place.
After my disappearance, they thought I was dead. I might as well have been. I know it's been 2 years. I know Alice has moved on. I've tried to find a way back to her, back to my life, but escaping the dark place is almost impossible. Time does strange things here, but dreams and radio signals can pierce the veil between the worlds. I catch glimpses and echoes of the world. Sometimes I send messages out. I can only pray that they hear them.
Now that's a key thing to remember. Okay? Like I said earlier, the radio stations and the TVs and that aren't affected by this time loop. And also Alan being able to reach out is exactly what he does in Control. He manages to slip a message under one of the doors in this place of power called the motel. And there's like inside this motel. The only way to get into this motel is inside the Federal Bureau of Control's building. There's this light switch, and you have to pull it 3 times. And when you pull it the 3rd time, you appear in this motel reception. And in that reception, there's a bunch of doors with symbols on them, and each one of them supposed to connect to other worlds, basically. In one of them, one of them connects to Bright Falls. And Alan manages to slip a letter under the door, asking basically Jesse to help him. Hello, you. That's basically how the DLC of Control takes place. Hello, beautiful little lady. Yes, I can hear you chatting away. Are you feeling a little bit better? Nah. Hello, you. You good boy, aren't you? Come here, then. Come on, then. Are you coming? Are you coming there? Are you coming up there? Are you coming up? Come on, then. Hello, little Vova. Hello, you. What? You doing, eh? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Go on, then. Right. Oh, my head. Right. So yeah, we'll skip this process. The first time we came here, we'll have to go in there, meet her, then get the imaging array device by coming back outside, then turning the valves. This time we've just went straight for the imaging device before we've met her. I don't know if we still have to do the valves, like.
I should find the camera before I talk to her.
Ah, I thought I'd already picked it up. Shit. Fuck. I just wasted a lot of time. I thought I'd already picked it up. Ow. Ah, come on, Al. You can jump that. You did it, you did it. There's not much point anymore, may as well just go around. Children of the hand of God. Whoa, he persisted.
It's you! How dare you! No, wait. It isn't you, is it? I suppose you'd better come in. I'll unlock the door.
Thanks.
I know what you're thinking. Evil twin, supernatural powers. But most of the time, I just like to keep things basic. I want you to understand that. Like this. Need to get your hands dirty? No batteries, no moving parts, just physics. That's technology you can depend on. It's a classic. Speaking of classics, you need to be careful with this one, though. If the victim suddenly twists, you might end up cutting yourself. It's not really a workhorse, but I'm a sucker for this style. Now this is more like it. You've got slip-resistant grip. Believe me, you really want that traction once you're wrist deep in somebody. The blade's stiff enough so it won't open by accident in your pocket, but it's still really easy to open with just one hand. Now that's a big thing for me. I know what you're thinking. It's too big, too heavy. But sometimes you just need the extra oomph. If you're talking intimidation, this is gonna do the job. Also great for dismemberings and whatnot. You know, the messy jobs. I can't tell you how many things I've MacGyvered with this stuff. Okay, now, guns. Not a big fan. I mean, how are you supposed to really connect with somebody with a bullet? I want you to understand that. I take pride in what I do. We can't both be worthless hacks, can we?
Uh-huh.
You'll have to forgive me, but this feels very strange. It seems like this has all happened before.
I have the replacement part for your telescope, Doctor.
All right. Let's get it installed. I think we can give this a go, although I have this strange feeling that something will
Don't
go
start
wrong.
it up yet. There's a problem with the coolant system.
Yes, that's right. I remember. All right, let me think. If they're sabotaging it, they'll be at the primary coolant pipe outside. If you can secure it, we should be ready to pick up the signal. That is why you're here, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'll take care of it.
Before you go, if you have the time, I'd appreciate if you came up here and explained a few things. All of this is very strange to me.
Fine. Since you asked. No.
Hello.
I don't quite know what's going on, but I seem to remember having had this encounter before.
It's not deja vu, Doctor. This has happened before. We're caught in a time loop.
That's utterly insane. How could that be?
I can't really explain it. I suppose I could call it magic.
I don't believe in magic.
Neither do I, but I can't argue with what I've experienced. Listen, what matters now is the signal. The last time we only caught a part of it. I need the rest of it. Whether you believe me or not, you want to look into this as much as I do, right?
Yes. All right.
I realize you have trouble believing this.
I realize that you have trouble believing this.
That's an understatement. I can't deny that what you say resonates with me on some level I don't pretend to understand. But for all I know, I'm simply delusional.
But it's not just you. I've experienced the same thing as you. Doesn't that prove something, at least?
Maybe. On the other hand, given your appearance, and the fact that you're trying to convince me that I'm not insane, perhaps you're merely a hallucination that accompanies my delusions.
You're not having a psychotic episode, Doctor. For what it's worth, I'm a skeptic by nature. I completely understand your reluctance to believe me.
There are people caught so deep in their psychosis that they retroactively manufacture memories and beliefs that conform to the situation at hand.
Sure, but you have to stop second-guessing yourself at some point, if you want to get something done.
Yeah, moving on. Alright, so this time we don't have to turn all 3 pumps, we've just got to secure the main one. The one that the break. Ah, come on. Really? You're gonna make... Ah, fine. Whoa! Whew. Where are you?
These beams hate the light, am I correct? You should be able to turn on the lights and secure the area that way.
Where?
Doctor, can you hear me? I think we're good to go.
All right. I'll start looking for the signal. Please, head back.
I guess they didn't like that.
Well, too bad. They can like it or lump it. Ooh,
That mouse
ow.
is trying to kill me.
It's working. Please, come up here.
We're not going to fight in the dark like we did the last time. I can't see a damn thing. For some reason, he doesn't have his flashlight on when you're in here. Now, give me the ammo. Grab it. Ooh.
You find the signal?
Yes, I don't think it's quite the same thing we had, the last time. Still, we're definitely picking it up.
Are we getting the complete signal now?
I'm afraid not. Take a look at it yourself. I'm printing out a hard copy now. I'd like to ask you a question or two before that, though. If you don't mind.
What's on your mind, Doctor?
Most people would find these events extremely disturbing, provided that they survive these creatures, that is. You seem to be quite adept at dealing with the situation. Why is that?
Yes, I was involved in... It's a complex story. I was in this small town, and a horrible thing from another dimension kidnapped my wife and manipulated me into writing this horror story that came true. I learned to fight it with light, and I managed to contain it and free my wife. But I was trapped in its world.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. So, I'm used to reality working in strange or even impossible ways. And I fought these things, not exactly like this, but close enough for a good while now. Of course, I have certain advantages. Was there anything else?
What did you mean when you said you have advantages?
At the risk of sounding like a lunatic, reality is much more fluid than people think. It can be influenced.
I didn't take you for a mystic.
I'm not. I'm a writer. And under certain conditions, I can, for lack of a better word, rewrite reality. Change things.
That's absurd.
But it works.
Assuming I believe this, why don't you simply, I don't know, write yourself some superpowers?
It's
doesn't
not
work like
quite that simple. You need to follow certain laws of drama, I suppose. You need to think about consistency and symbolism. Often what you write isn't anywhere near as important as what you imply. There are things out there that will take advantage of your mistakes.
You really believe in this?
That's exactly how I described it when I was playing through the main game of Alan Wake. Like, you can't just write yourself to have superpowers like she just said there. Because obviously anyone with that ability would immediately think, I'll give myself superpowers. But you can't. It's got to follow a believable script, a pattern, with ups and downs, near escapes, deaths of certain people. That it's got to flow like an actual story.
Don't look at me like that. You've experienced some of this yourself.
I will gladly admit that something exceedingly strange is going on. But this idea that you're somehow altering reality with your writing is ridiculous. You're essentially saying you're controlling my actions. Leaving aside the rational arguments against this, what gives you the right?
Well, it's more like having a destiny. A path you're on. You're not aware of it, but there it is. If somebody changes it, what difference does it make? It's what every writer does. If you write something that affects one of the characters, they don't really know about that.
I'm not a character. Are you saying that it's all right to take advantage of someone if they aren't aware of it?
Look, all I meant was that if you're genuinely making all your own decisions, and those decisions lead to whatever destiny you have, what practical difference does it make?
I suppose that depends on whether our destinies are determined by things like physics and probabilities, or natural reality, which is presumably neutral and impartial, or by some kind of an intelligence. If it's the latter, that intelligence makes choices based on some criteria. If we suffer as a result of those choices, there's a moral and ethical element involved, regardless of whether we're aware of its manipulations. Wouldn't you agree?
You're taking this very well. I thought you'd be angry.
I suppose I would be if I thought you could actually do this.
Ooh, well, guess what? He actually can. Neener. I'm just going to take this page now.
Another printout. Another signal fragment. The message is still not complete, but it's another piece of the weapon he has built against his adversary. Mere words on a piece of paper, but in the right hands, they will hold back the darkness.
I was probably a bit too loud there. It is late.
The last time the man came to the drive-in, it did not end well. He hopes to avoid that fate this time.
Nope.
He hopes that what he has brought with him to this place is enough.
Nope. We've still got to do the loop one more time. Each act has 3 parts. This is the end of Act 2. And then obviously we've got to get all the pages. New Reality Fragment 2.
The film noir poster reminded me of Alex Casey, the detective's cool exterior never cracking even with the gun pointed in his face. In the back room, all the lights had been turned off, except for the lone spotlight which illuminated the bright red fire extinguisher on the wall.
Can't get right. How do you save? How do you... I'm guessing it's saved? I think it's saved. We're at the drive-in theater again. Just make sure we're at the right part.
The last time the man came to the...
Yeah, we're good. Right, cool. I'm going to call out there for the night. We'll get this game finished tomorrow, and then we'll get on to Control. I was expecting to finish this in one sitting, but I didn't realise how long it is if you're going for all the, like, manuscripts and that. Which is good, and that's even following a guide. Like, I've got a guide there in case I feel like I've missed something. I can just glance to the guide if I need to. But most of it's from, like, obviously you just remembering and keeping an eye on the mini-map. Well, that's there if I need it. But yes, I'm going to call out there for the night. Hope you enjoyed. There will be one more to come for American Nightmare, Alan Wake's American Nightmare. And then we'll start Control. We have exactly 10 days to get this and Control finished. Thankfully, the weekends are longer, so I get more playtime on the weekends. I do want to try and 100% Control, because like I say, it's similar to Alan Wake in that. There's a lot of lore buried in collectibles and dialogue and information about the items of power that are stored at the Control facility. And then there's also the couple of items that reference Alan Wake and the DLC. So yeah, I've got 10 days to get through that. I can't remember how long it took us to beat my first playthrough with that. But back then I had a lot more time, because I can't remember if I was working during my playthrough of Control or if I was out of work. I can't remember. But obviously these days I don't have a whole lot of playtime. I mean, we've done 4 hours there the night. If I get home sharp enough, I'll get straight on and we'll get on with it. And then if there's enough time, we'll jump straight into Control for an hour or 2. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good night. If you're watching on YouTube, hope you enjoy. There'll be more to come. Until then, have a good night, and I'll catch you again later. Peace.